Welcome back to the Ride and Laugh Podcast. If you love mountain biking, you are in the right place. Picture your last really fun group ride. You're back at the parking lot. The Stoke is high. Everyone's talking about bikes, tech, nutrition, progression, jumps, drops. That's what we do every week on the Ride and Laugh Podcast. You love bikes. We love bikes. Let's drop in. Sage, how are you today?
Oh, Danny, I am doing so good. We got a special episode for everybody. Danny, how are you doing?
I am doing fantastic. This is going to be the final episode of season 1. And for the final show of this Ride and Laugh season, we are thrilled to introduce our first ever guest on the podcast. This rider is usually asking all the questions, but today he's an honorary paisan. The mountain bike inquisitor, shred curious guru, and everyone's favorite humorous host from Mountain Bike Q&A, we have Johnnie U.
Hey, holy cow. What an introduction. I'm going to use that for every one of mine. That was incredible. My mom doesn't even speak that nicely about me.
Give me your number. I'll talk to her. We'll raise Mama U's Stoke.
Oh, wow, man. That was incredible. Thank you guys so much for having me on. This is an honor.
Well, we really appreciate you, Johnny. Sage, why do we appreciate Johnny so much?
Dude, Johnny got us started, man. I remember he had me on, and then he had you on, and he's definitely inspired me over the years. And Johnny, this has been such a treat, bro. Such a treat.
Oh, man. I love you guys. This is amazing. You've never had a guest. And this, you picked this out of all the people. Okay, I'll let it go. I'll let it go this time.
So when we first came up with the idea for the podcast, Sage, you knew of Johnnie U, and you said, I'm going to send this guy. He's in the industry. He does mountain bike Q&A. It's a great program. It's a great YouTube. It's a great follow. It's a great lesson. Everyone should check it out.
Yes.
And you said, I'm going to send him like the first 4 episodes that we recorded but we hadn't put them out yet.
Yeah.
And you wanted to get his opinion. And Johnny, you were so supportive. Like you said, you guys really have something here. And not only do you have something, I want to interview Dan before the podcast even really started. You were so supportive. And that meant a lot to us.
Yeah, I remember him. I was actually coming back from a ride, and he had texted me. Every time he texts or calls, he's got this beautiful face of his pops up on my phone, and I have to answer it. So he said he sent me an episode or 2, and I listened to it, and he wanted the honest opinion. My honest opinion was, you guys got something, because you guys have this natural friendship. I mean, it's not a fake friendship. You guys have a friendship through mountain biking and outside of that. And it shows, you can tell already by your subs and your comments and your constant listeners that there is something there, and it's contagious, especially when you guys laugh. Hence the second part of the title here.
Yes,
it's infectious. It is infectious. You guys are incredible.
Yeah.
Thank you for having me. Good night.
The podcast has been so awesome, and it's evolved so much, and it's been so much fun. I always like to get into it with a little bit of just an interesting question. And here's my question for you, because this is something that I've been noticing. Being in the Arizona sun, I am getting very tan, but I am mountain bike tan. Like my chest and my shorts like are pretty pale, and my feet are really pale. And my hands are a little bit pale, you know what I mean? And sometimes, like, even between like where the pads are, there's a little bit of a weird tan line. Oh, the glove, the watch is crazy. Yes,
and the ankles. I love taking a shower after. After you take a shower, when you're taking a shower post ride, and you look down and you're like, oh, that's a good day. I got my bike and my legs dirty. And you see that line, but then when the mud and stuff washes away,
yes,
you still got that ring around your ankle.
Yes. yes. We're two-toned. Yeah. I think that's part of being a mountain biker. You're two-toned. Yeah.
You got to lather up with the lotion.
Right. That might help with the calluses also. So
your calluses. Baby hands.
Pro rider land.
Not a hard day work. Yes.
All right. Well, we've had a lot of recent conversations about pedals, flat pedals, clipping in, but we've also, and then we're also talking about right foot forward, left foot forward, and is there a correlation between your dominant hand and your dominant foot? Sage, you put out a poll. We got 56 votes. Well, what did the results look like? What conclusions can we draw?
We got more than that, Danny. In addition to that poll, I put out a post on Reddit, and we got a bunch of feedback on that as well. But the basic breakdown comes to about 60-40 dominant foot opposite from their dominant hand. So as an example, I am right-handed, but my dominant foot is left foot forward. That was 60%, but 40% is nothing to sneeze about, Danny. So you weren't too far back there.
Johnny, what are you? Right-handed?
Ooh, right-handed, right foot, and I am thrown off. I listened to your podcast, and I remember thinking, where's my foot? And I remember if I'm ever, when you ever dab or do something, I'm like, I've got to get that right foot on. Like if I have to start on my left, it's automatic falling over or just misdirection, or I'm all over the place. It has to be the right hand and foot.
Are you clipping in?
No, I just switched over to flats after 20 some years of clipping in.
What?
Interesting. Yeah.
What?
And I'm getting old, guys. I'm not going to lie to you. And I need to get off that bike quick. I'm getting old. The body isn't doing the same thing. I'm 53 and falling and hurting myself hurts even more now. I'm not a young buck, even though I look it.
You feel like the clips were causing you to eject slower.
Yeah, I can get my foot off quicker now. But the funny thing is, when I first started this, I've talked about this. When I first started with the flats, getting my foot off, you're still in your head twisting or pulling or doing everything. So now I was doing that, but I was overcompensating, and my foot would go out too far, and I'd miss the ground. I'm on a feature or a bridge or something. I'd miss the bridge, and there I go. So it's taken me some time, but I love the flats now. You can't get me off of them because the technology compared to 20 some years ago when I first started this, your foot could slip off all the time. These things are grippy as hell. You have trouble even adjusting your feet. They're so grippy. Your foot is in there. What do you think about mag pedals?
Yeah. Oh, the magnets?
Yeah. What do you think about those?
I think it looks really cool. Like I would like to try that.
Yeah. It's like a world in between.
Yeah.
I would love to try it. There's such an investment though, right? You need the pedals, but then you need the shoes too, right? Or you have to buy the magnet for the shoes as well. I would love to try it though. So mag pedals, if you're listening.
Yes. I feel like if you're riding flats and you want to go to clips, that the mag pedal is like a good in between. Like maybe I'll try this first. Yeah. But if you've already got the investment where all your bikes, we have a lot of bikes and there's either flat pedals or you already have the clipless pedals on there. All your shoes have the cleats. To start getting different shoes and different pedals, that's a challenge for them. I would think that's a challenge for them. I wonder how it works on technical climbing, right? Johnny, you don't have a lot of technical climbing in Florida.
No, nothing. It's just technical. There's no climbing.
Yeah.
It's just nonstop pedaling.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. That's perfect for flats. That seems like it's really good for flats.
Yeah,
so
it's perfect.
My take on the survey, as I was reading the results, is that there is no take. There really is no correlation. It seems to me, this is my theory, and someone said this in the comments, that when they started to ride a bike, they were riding with coaster brake. And so they were braking with their rear foot back. And they think that they just kind of like kept that body position, the foot position, throughout their bicycling. And I kind of agree with that. I kind of think that like some of us just put our right foot forward and some of us put our left foot forward, and whatever foot we put forward, that's the one that we just kind of defaulted to long enough that it became habitual and comfortable. And now the other foot's not comfortable, but I don't know that it's a right brain, left brain, dominant hand correlation. What do you think, guys?
I think that the number 2 comment on that list was they had to like think about it, which is, I guess to your point, like it's just whatever you get used to and you really don't think about it. It really isn't important which foot is forward, as long as you know which foot it is. I think that's the most important thing, what you get comfortable with. And then, the margins are so close, Danny. At 60-40, it really could go either way. I don't know. Johnny, what do you think?
Yeah, like I said, I cannot do anything with the left side of my body. So it is all right. Like it's not, it's instinctual. It's not like I'm thinking about it. It's just, I go and get that right foot forward first.
Yeah.
And then the left will just follow.
That's why I thought it made sense for a dominant hand because I'm right-handed and I'm not really good with anything on my left unless I trained it. Like I trained my left hand to dribble a basketball, but otherwise, like I just figured right hand, right foot. It just kind of made sense if you're right-handed that you're also right-footed. But I don't think that it works that way. I don't think that our brains are wired for a foot dominance the same way that we're wired for a hand dominance.
I'm the
idiot. By the look on your guys' faces, I could tell this is a great podcast subject. Like, yeah, okay. What else you got on the list there? Yeah.
Johnny right foot. Johnny right hand.
Oh. Do you think there's more clipped-in riders or flat pedal riders? I hadn't thought to ask that.
That's a good one. That's your next poll.
Does that come up when you talk to people, when you're interviewing people? Does that come up?
I don't. No, but we have talked. A lot of people don't. You know what? Now that I think about it, I would say more people have flats, which is interesting.
Yeah,
because I did love clips for a long time until I had them up until my Izzo, and I went flats, and it was a really weird transition. But it was a comfortable transition, and I really love it now. I liked the clips because I like that feeling of you being one with the bike. Like you're connected physically to it. But like I said, the flats, the technology in flats since I've started riding is beyond. And make sure you get anodized too, because that makes you go faster, I heard on the internet.
Yeah. I think that,
yes, of course.
I think that when we first started riding, the bikes were also so bad. That like the Geo now really, you kind of sit in the bike, which makes for a very conducive ride for flats, and as well as the new disciplines that are forming, the enduro didn't exist, your choices were cross country or free ride, 10 years ago. Now there's so many disciplines. So I think that clips are becoming less and less prevalent. Like I think if you asked this question like 10 years ago, I think the majority would have been more clipped than flats, but I could be wrong. Who knows?
Yeah, I feel like we used to always see clipped in riders, like single speeding days. It made more sense to be clipped in and get every ounce of efficiency that you could out of the bike. And now that you have so many gears and the bikes are so capable, it may not be as necessary. I wonder if younger riders also coming up just like don't bother because you have to learn how to clip in. There's a learning curve there. It's intimidating.
I remember that.
Because if you're not racing, go ahead, Johnny.
I was going to say when I started, I had the clipless, the straps.
Oh God, yeah.
Yes,
I had to remember the strap.
Yeah,
and you had to. If you fell out, you had to kick it with your foot to get your foot to slide back in. It's amazing how quickly you could do that after a while. You wouldn't even think about it. Your foot came out, you just hit it and slip your foot in. So when I went to clipless, I remember standing in the garage going, "How do I get these things in?" And I got clipped, and I didn't know you could adjust them. I got clipped in just to test, and I'm.
He fell over, everybody. If you're listening without the visual,
I couldn't get out, and I'm like, oh,
yeah. I had an experience like that too. Yeah. So why learn that if you don't need to? This is. I'll tell you what. Something interesting happened. I was pedaling my bike on my ride Sunday at South Mountain, and I got to a really technical feature, and I realized that my seat post was up. It should have been down. I realized it was up, and I was in it. And it kind of like split my attention. I don't know how much of the issue was actually like me worrying about the seat post and versus the seat post being up. But this feature at the Bermuda Triangle on South Mountain that I needed to like hop and get over. Instead, I just like ran into it and like just almost did like one of those uphill endos. And I blamed it on the seat post, but it was probably my fault. But it occurred to me that Joe and I started talking like with modern geometry. I feel like maybe modern geometry started to evolve because of the dropper post, because you could get the dropper post out of the way, they were able to steepen the seat tube and then slacken the front of the bike. Maybe that all came together.
Oh.
Wow. You have the two wrong guests to answer that question.
not a tech guy.
Yeah.
Totally. I'm just learning how to use the dropper post. I'm gonna get everybody hating comments right now. But mind you, this is the guy who rode forever without a dropper. I live in South Florida. There's not much of a need. I don't care if you're a Florida guy and you say you need it. I rode forever without it. So all of a sudden I got a dropper post. I'm like, I've rode 20 years without a dropper post. What do I need this now?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But yeah, it's actually come in handy quite a bit lately.
Yeah. I mean, if you get on anything that's steep whatsoever, it's nice to drop it going up or down, but also on turns, right? Sage, you can unlock more cornering.
Yeah.
Don't you think, with the dropper down?
Danny, I drop my dropper for everything. Like, honestly, unless I'm doing a seated climb with like no tech, my dropper is constantly down. And I wonder if that was because of our single speeding days too. I'm just used to standing and cranking. It actually took me a long time to learn how to sit and climb. There's an art to that, to be able to push a higher cadence and learn to work the bike while you're seated. It sounds ridiculous, but it took me a very long time to learn that because we single speeded for so long.
Yeah. All right. Today we are reviewing episode number 57, Ride Dynamic, Fist Bump versus Handshakes, Pump Track Skills, Hip Hinge, and more. So on that episode, we talked a lot about, can we come up with a mountain bike, the mainstay, the mountain bike, can we agree that when we meet on a trail, we're going to fist bump, handshake, bro hug, high five? I don't think we did come to a consensus, but we got a lot of feedback. Johnny, what do you think? Are you a fist bump guy? You a handshake?
I really like a pat. I like a pat on the butt.
Good job, buddy.
And a hug.
Yeah, I'm taking notes.
Where the whole front meets. We just embrace. No, I think I'm a handshaker. I've always been a handshaker.
Oh.
I like a handshake. I'm old school, man. The fist bumping.
Yeah.
Come on, man. We're men. And women. I hug a woman. I'll hug a guy. If I ever meet you two. If I ever meet you two.
Oh, we hug.
Oh no, there.
Oh.
I may not let go. I may not let go. But that's what I'm saying. Handshake and hugger. There you go. There's my answer. Handshake and hugger.
Okay. All right. Well, we had Terry right in. Fist bump for strangers, bro hugs for buds. And
yeah,
I agree with that. Here's the problem with if you do the fist bump, it's over. That's it. There's a fist bump, it's over. Right?
Yeah.
If you do a handshake, the handshake can turn into the bro hug. You know what I mean? Like, you're shaking hands and you bring them in and it's like, yeah, let's give a little pat on the back.
Okay.
Yeah.
I had I saw Terry's comment as well, and I thought that was I agree. I have a little bit of a thing to add to that. I would say if you have a conversation with the person and the conversation lasts more than like a minute, you can go in for the bro hug at the end.
You have to know them though.
I think a minute of a conversation.
You think a minute after you've talked to someone for a minute, you know them well enough to take your relationship to the next level?
Yes, absolutely. Bring it in. Bring it in.
60 seconds. Come here. Come here, big boy.
He's got a ding. He's got a stopwatch. Ding, ding, ding. And
What was that timer?
Everyone that meets Sage is going to set their timer for 55 seconds and be like, okay, nice to meet you, fist bump.
People are going to see Sage in the parking lot and then just disperse.
Yeah,
he's going to hug us.
1 minute. 1 minute. We are buddies. 1 minute. I love it. That's unlimited friendship.
Yeah. We hugging.
If you ever do that hug and you don't know if you're going, you do it, but they don't come back to you. Like you go in for the hug and they're like, it's that awkward moment where then you just kind of do this.
Yeah.
But
that's why we default to fist bumps.
2 pats.
Yeah.
If it's a
two
guy.
pats. Two.
Oh yeah.
That's it.
Right. I call that the release pat. Okay, this hug's long enough. Pat, release. Please release me. Let go of me. I am not feeling comfortable. Release pat. Pat.
I love it. I love it.
We're barely into this podcast. I'm dying. My cheeks hurt.
We're barely into the we're deep into the podcast and it hasn't even really started yet. That's the funny part.
Yeah.
All right. Hilarious YouTuber and commenter Denny Janetti, MTB, as always, with a ridiculous comment and insightful. But this time, Denny writes, I usually kiss people in the mouth first time I meet them. Just sets the tone for how stoked I am to meet them. All in right away. I feel like I need to have Denny with me on rides so that if I go in for an awkward bro hug, he's made it so weird already that I'm just like totally like Danny's looking normal. Yeah.
I wonder if he waits 60 seconds before he gives the kiss.
Thank you, Johnny.
Right.
See? Right. Yeah.
At least
that might be.
Yeah.
That might do 2 minutes. You might need 2 minutes for that one. Yeah.
2-minute conversation and you're getting a smooch. And then Pat, aka Rusty Chain, Pat says, I think we should just normalize hugging when meeting someone on the trail. Which
all right, Pat.
I love, but I don't know that we have the power to do that. And we're unlimited. Anything's possible. Should we just start hugging?
I'm a hugger. I'm saying it right now.
Think the world would be a better place.
Yes. Now,
absolutely.
Listen, both of you guys are like average to above average size humans. I'm very small. And so like when I get hugged, like when I hug Dan, like my feet are off the ground. Like I'm like, my feet are doing this. I'm like hanging on for dear life. Yeah, it's very embarrassing.
Yeah.
But I still hug.
Yeah, we got to do.
Yes.
We got to do. I'm 6'1", and you got to do that. That going down for the.
You got to go down.
And it feels more intimate too when we have to go in for it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Come here,
I feel
guy.
like a big giant. A big giant bear, hugging a little deer. It is a little uncomfortable. Maybe I'll go back to the fist bump.
Just come sit on my lap.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, right. Tell me what you want for your mountain bike wish list.
Oh boy.
All right.
I'm not gonna make it.
We had Harlan, who Sage met down in Virginia, pro rider and the head of Take Aim Cycling. So he's also a professional mountain bike instructor. And regarding my quads burning on downhills, Harlan's talking about the hip hinge. And he says to keep your legs from burning, bend less at the knees and more at the waist. The goal of the hinge is to get low without relying just on your legs.
Yo. Yeah, I mean, it's something you've been preaching this whole time. So Harlan, and if Harlan's saying it, you know it's right.
Yes.
Johnny, are you a hip hinger?
I have no hills here. You're going downhill.
There's no hinging. No hinging.
I don't even know what you guys are talking about. It's Florida.
So on the flats, I mean, when your legs get tired, which part of your leg is getting tired? Or do you run out of breath? Like if you're tired after a long day of riding, what's tired?
It's me. Seriously. I really don't. My legs don't get burned out. Like I could pedal all day, and I'm not talking about my e-bike yet. But I would ride to Key Biscayne 8 miles, ride the trails 8 miles back. I'd be fine, but like I am winded. I'm the worst at cardio. I've never been good with cardio. So yeah, my lungs are hurting. That's about it.
Okay.
I'm a strong
What about you, Sage? If like a big day of riding, what would stop you at the end of a big day of riding? Is there going to be your legs tired, or is it just like an overall fatigue?
I think you know the answer to this. It's always hydration with me. It's always hydration. I can never remember to drink, and so inevitably I cramp. But no, my legs never hurt, and sometimes I get arm pump. But as soon as I get arm pump, I pretty much loosen up the grip. But yeah, it's the cramping that kills me. And Danny has scolded me one too many times, and I still can't learn the lesson. So sorry.
As healthy as you two are, you forget to drink water. These are guys that like refuse to eat for days because it's healthy. You forget to drink. Doing another 72-hour fast.
Yeah, it's interesting that Johnny thinks you're healthy, Sage. You know what I mean? Like, I wonder if that's the impression that our listeners have, because while there's fasting, I'm not sure that I would call you, and you're fit, but I'm not sure that I would call you a healthy guy.
No, I am definitely not a healthy guy.
Okay, fit.
Yes.
You don't have a thermos of coffee on your bike?
Yes, always.
That's funny.
How much coffee do you drink, Johnny?
I really unconsciously have cut back to half a cup in the morning.
What?
And maybe half a cup in the afternoon. And I don't know what it was. I just realized I wasn't making it at home anymore. And I used to stop at the gas station to get, my Cuban coffee down here.
Yeah.
I woke up one day and I go, I haven't had coffee in a while. It's very weird.
Wow.
Very weird. I don't know what happened.
Ah.
I should start back up. Look at Sage's face.
No, I heard you say down there, and I realized you have an accent. You're not from Florida.
From Maryland.
You said down there. I can't even say it how you said it, but you
down there.
Yes, I noticed it. I'll be darned, Maryland. Yeah. Okay, so there's some hills in Maryland.
I've never ridden in there though. I've lived here longer now than I did there. I left when I was 25. And didn't start riding until I was 27. So but but it's funny. People, when I first moved down here, I moved to West Palm Beach. Short story long. Somebody's like, "Where are you from? What's that accent?"
Yeah,
and you're from Maryland. You spend your whole life. You're like, I don't have an accent.
I don't.
And then all of a sudden, I'm like, I'm from Maryland. And they're like, "Oh, that's what that is. The Northeast."
That's what that is. Yeah.
Didn't know.
Well, you're going to have Zan at Sploosh MTB. He's Maryland rider. He could tell you all about them, right? Or he could tell you all about those trails. He rides Michaud and Frederick and all those. Well, Michaud is Pennsylvania, but Frederick Watershed is some of the best riding in Maryland.
Yeah, I watched this video on that. It's amazing. Yeah, I can't wait. I'm dying to go back up there and ride someday.
Yes.
My mom holds on. When I go home, my mom holds on to me. I'm not really allowed to go anywhere.
She's a hugger.
Oh.
She's a hugger.
No, she's mom.
Yes.
That'd be funny if your mom was like, back it up.
Fist bump.
A fist bump. You go in and your mom.
Hey, Johnny. The COVID elbow.
Yes.
The
COVID elbow.
It's gone too far when mom gives you the fist bump instead of the hug. Absolutely. What are we doing here, people? I love it. That's so funny. All right. This is the part of the podcast where we thank everybody for listening, and please give us a 5-star review on your podcast player and on YouTube. Give us a thumbs up, give us a comment, tell your friends, check out Johnnie U on Mountain Bike Q&A. Subscribe. Yes. You're going to love it. Yep. There it is. There's the shirt. Anyone on podcast or on YouTube can see it. It's awesome. And Sage has been on there, and Danny's been on there, and a lot of our mountain bike friends, and just awesome content. A lot of really cool mountain bike influencers, and Johnny's, as you could tell, a lot of fun to listen to. So you can check that out on YouTube and on all podcast players as well.
Yes.
Yep.
We get some reviews on Apple, and we have a review from DB Rides Bikes, and DB writes, "The Stoke is high," as the title. "These guys will inspire you to build community and friendship around mountain biking. I listened to this with my middle school NICA rider, and we talk about Dan and Sage on the trails long after listening. They promote a positive mindset towards building confidence on a bike. I love how they teach humility and model respect for others. Thank you."
Yo.
Wow.
What?
Those are
what?
High praise.
That's great. Thank you. That is awesome.
I love that he's listening with the NICA rider and the middle schooler, and that we're a positive influence on anyone who's listening. But to be able to start in mountain biking at a young age and get the perspective that you could do anything's possible, and get out in the trails, and progression isn't linear. That was a comment that Erin said. Did you guys say progression is not linear? I love that. because we're not going out with the pressure on a ride that I need to be better every time I'm riding. We're going out for fun, and we're going to get better as we go. And we visualize and we see it happening, and we're having fun. That's all that really matters. What are we doing here? We're riding bikes. It's fun.
Yeah, I got to tell you, I'm kind of jealous of the whole NICA team aspect. And, we have Shelly from Fire. Like, none of that stuff existed when I was growing up. And, when I finally picked up mountain biking, it still wasn't a thing. So the fact that these groups are coming along and they're starting kids out young is fantastic. I'm glad that we're having a positive effect, although I'm not sure how much good advice we're giving, but hey.
I think it's amazing what you guys do. What they said is so spot on. You guys are the Tony Robbins of mountain biking. You have such.
I like that.
No, shush. But it really is like listening to your podcast, and I try to catch up to all of them. Is you have a positive message. You guys always, every single podcast, you are limitless. Don't even. You guys had the one podcast where you kept talking about like, don't even have that negative thought in your head. You can do it. At some point, you can do it, and it's just. It's that you keep reiterating in every podcast that is so amazing for this community.
Yeah.
Like you can do it. Just do it. You have it in you. It's amazing.
So let me ask you, Johnny, because I remember when you interviewed me on your podcast, on your webcast, we were talking about your progression, and you had some fear around some of these wooden features. And then I saw you got the e-bike, and then I started to see like comments or hear comments where, I'm not as tired when I get to these features. I'm fresher. And it sounds like the e-bike has been unlocking some progression for you. What's that been like? Is that true?
Yeah, it's the progression. I'm not getting better. I mean, I'm an okay rider, but my issue again was my ability, my cardio. Really bad. I'm just a big dude who's just doesn't. I'm horrible at it. Let's keep it at that. Anywho, I would bonk so early. Like I'd ride a trail and then I'd have to stop, catch my breath, squeeze my helmet, let all the sweat go. And once you get to a certain point, now you're not even making good decisions. You're so tired. Right. You're not moving correctly. You're not thinking correctly. Now, that e-bike, I know people don't like them, but for someone who's like me, I can just ride. That part I don't have to think about now. I can just focus on the feature. I can focus on the technical aspect. I don't have to worry about the lungs anymore. I can just go. I love it. I'm riding 24 miles a day, when I go trail riding over here at Virginia Key, and I'm coming home and I'm fine.
Yeah.
It's like I'm not tired. I don't have to go take a shower, maybe lay down for a little bit. Like, let's go out. You want to go to dinner? What are we doing? So now I have that energy.
How many miles were you riding analog? Would be like your average ride? 6, 7
on the trails with a lot of breaks. And
so
now
it's adding a lot more. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh no, so much more time. But now I can actually ride to the trail. I don't even have to put my bike. If I just want to ride Virginia Key, that's everywhere else I have to drive. But that is my main trail down here. And I fell back in love with it because of it. I had trail burnout for the longest time because of that. Mm-hmm. It's a great trail system. The builders out there are fantastic, but I would just be exhausted. And now
you had mentioned a couple times that something about e-bike hate. Are you still getting e-bike hate at this point? Like, I don't know. I don't think I've ever met somebody at this point that still doesn't like e-bikes.
No. I don't get any hate. In
Okay.
fact, when I am on the trails, people like, you pull over the side, catch, you're drinking your water out of that looked like I was smoking a joint. You grab your little water.
Yeah. You don't actually have to put that you don't have to hold your hands there when you're drinking from the tube. We have a new idea for a hydration pack. It's got a joint on one nozzle, and the other nozzle is water.
Whatever you want.
Fantastic.
So you're taking your water break, whatever. totally off the subject. And some people come over to me and be like, it's a nice looking bike. Mind you, it is a nice looking bike and it still looks brand new. I keep it nice. But I'm like, yeah, I'm cheating. And they go, what do you mean? And they, oh, that's an e-bike. And they'll look further and then, yeah, that's a motor. And I joke about them cheating. And they're like, no, man, it's cool. That's cool.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think people hate it. I think if people can afford it and want to do the fun, and I know you guys love your tech climbs. You like to earn it. But for other people like me, I just want to go out and have fun. It's amazing.
Yeah. There's
it's
a place
great
for it.
thing.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you think it's affected your fitness? Or do you feel like you're getting a good workout?
No, my fitness has always been bad.
But I saw the joints.
Maybe stop smoking weed on the trail. I don't know. Try that.
I don't know.
Maybe more coffee, less weed. He's like, this bit sucks. I don't even smoke weed.
Everyone's gonna think I'm a weed smoker now.
Yeah.
You smoke weed and Sage collects calluses in a jar. It happens. I mean, look, these things are out of my control.
Off the rails, gentlemen.
I can't help what people think.
Yeah. Calluses in a jar. I remember that. So yeah, no, I do ride my analog bike during the week because I have to keep some form of fitness, whether I'm in a black shirt sitting down right now. I'm a big mess. And I've gone off the rails. I'm getting back on. I really have. My fitness level is going down. I've mentally got myself back into like, okay, this is where you got to be, Johnny. Stop it. But yeah, I do about 3 days a week out on the street.
Yeah, you love riding bikes. Like you're doing a mountain bike podcast, like and webcast because you love mountain biking. It's clear, and anyone that pays attention, this dude loves riding. So what do you think is holding you back when you talk about your fitness being the limiting factor? Is it nutrition? Is it training? Is it what do you think is holding you back from being
A, B, C, D, E? Up here. We're in therapy. We're working on it. We're getting through it.
Yeah, we're the unlimited guys, man. Like you can be whatever you want, Like I think anything's possible.
And I fully believe that. I fully believe that. That's why I'm back on track, and I'm doing it. I want to look pretty. Got a hot wife. I think she's gonna leave me soon.
Yeah.
There's a good motivation. If she starts fist bumping you, then maybe cut out the ice cream.
Good night, honey.
First my mom, now my wife. Oh my gosh. Yeah.
I'm gonna put this pint of ice cream down now. No, I love it. I shouldn't bring pizza to the trails.
Yeah.
That's a reel. Thank you for my next reel.
That's a good way to make a friend. I mean, if you bring pizza, you're definitely talking to that person for over a minute, right? I mean,
and then you get a hug.
Your hug count's going way up. Yeah. I'm trading pizza for hugs. It's starting to sound very creepy.
I'll give you this slice of pizza if you give me a hug.
Yeah. What's it going to take to get a hug? What's it going to take? I got pizza here.
Pepperoni. I got. Oh my Lord.
No, but there is some mountain bike hate, mountain bike hate still. Yeah, I know. I got a buddy on Instagram who lives off of it. He thrives off of it. My buddy Eric Riding Dirty, he just thrives off of it. He gets so much hate for riding an e-bike. Yeah.
I know that there is still some e-bike resistance because I go on Pink Bike and you look at the comments and there's still resistance. I just think it's really starting to fall away as people see more and more of their friends benefit from it or actually try it themselves. It doesn't need to be your only bike. It can be, but it doesn't need to be your only bike. And it doesn't mean that you are going to lose your fitness.
Mm-hmm.
Sage, we mentioned Zan at Sploosh MTB. You got a ride in with him.
Oh, man.
Tell us about this.
Yo, it's been a while since I've ridden with Sploosh, and he had a meeting up in New York or something like that. And he was like, look, you want to get together? And so we kind of met halfway at a place called Sears, which Danny, you've ridden at before. It's a place that is full of gap jumps, ramped gap jumps, not tabletops.
Yep.
So it's
Very legit.
really conducive. Yeah. Oh my God. It's so legit. And as you would expect, Sploosh knocked it out the park. There's not much of a warm up at this place and he just jumped right in. And we had a great tour from, I wanted to say Nicky Shreds. He's going by, what is it? Low key MTB now. He's always going to be Nicky Shreds to me. So. But yes, he gave us a fantastic tour. It was a great time.
How did you feel on the jumps after you just done Skyline last weekend, and then you went to that other place where you were doing all sorts of gap jumps and ramp jumps? Are you stacking wins? Are you building confidence? How did you feel?
Yo, I felt great. I just mentioned it, but I'm going to mention it again because there are no progressive ramps there anymore. Like it used to be like you could go there and there were a few jumps that you could kind of build up. You're right into it. And so if I had not had those rides at Camp Evans and Mount Penn the day before, I don't know how comfortable I would have been. But yeah, Nick did his best to get us warmed up. But yeah, I'm feeling pretty good, Danny. I'm feeling good in the air. It's just a question of fitness at this point. So
I don't jump.
What do you mean?
I don't jump.
Oh, Johnny, we're going to get you there.
Yeah. When we're talking about the jumping, are you...
I think that's my next...
sorry. Go ahead.
Oh, no, I was going to say I never jump. I actually want to learn because as a kid, I could jump. 20 years ago, I would have jumped. It's just something that fell away from me. And I dead sailor every time I try. This is something I've actually thought about lately because I have a friend that is a mountain bike coach that teaches that. And I think I would love to take him on and say, hey, this is something I would like to do. Because I watch your videos, and I think I even said something on Sage's or somebody's video. I said, great riding, I'll sit in the car. Because I wouldn't have been able to ride with you guys. You guys were killing it. I don't know who you were, Johnny. Bent Spoke and Brian and
yeah.
You guys, that was crazy. I'm sitting there watching them going, yeah, I'd just sit in the car.
Do you have a place near you that you can practice jumping? Like, I don't know what, I've never been to Florida. Oh, there is.
Yeah, there's tons of jumping. There's tons of jumping down here. But I would like somebody to get me to not dead sailor.
Right. Yeah. No. Yes.
I mean, so it's a body position. It's a body position adjustment. And I was going to say, like, Sage and I just learned how to jump. I'm 48, he's 47. Like, we just learned this in our upper mid 40s here. So you could totally learn it. I'd say Sage really just like maybe a little over a year ago. And your progression has been tremendous.
What? Holy cow.
Yeah.
Oh, I got to start. This is something I really want to do. Because my videos are boring unless I'm jumping.
No, your videos are great. They're hilarious. I love them, but I would like to see you jump. Like it's so freeing to be like weightless. Like that feeling of just like floating for that like millisecond that you're in the air is such a really cool feeling that, when I wasn't jumping, I was just so jealous of watching Dan. Like I was like, oh man, that looks like so much fun. And you know what? We can all get there. And Johnny, if you have a coach near you,
it is that much fun.
I would do it. Yeah.
I got to try. There's tons of places to jump down here. Actually, there's jumping. I just don't do it. I mean, Virginia Key just set up a huge loop where you do 2 or 3 tables, and then you can just loop back up and do them again. And I just sit there and watch.
Do you get recognized?
No.
I'm surprised.
Yeah, no. I've made a lot of friends doing this. This is what I love doing this is that I have met so many people and that I have been able to meet those people that I have interviewed and that have followed me or have been in the comment section live to be able to just do this with someone else on the screen. And then all of a sudden you go somewhere and then you're embraced by this community. It's just an incredible community.
I totally agree, and that's actually what we are going to get into today. Doing something that we love, riding our bikes, having the passion for it, going for it. And so, Johnny, I'm curious, what was the moment that you were like, I'm going to start a webcast where I interview mountain bikers? What triggered that?
The podcast was COVID. Trails were closed here. Couldn't ride. I was stuck in my office. So I'm like, oh, okay, YouTube, mountain biking. And all of a sudden I'm like, oh, there's mountain bike YouTubers. Who is this BK XC? Who is this, Seth? I knew Seth already because he's actually from here. And then your single track sampler. I got all in it. And I go, I want to get to know these people. And I remember I came home and I started drawing out a mountain bike Q&A thing. It hit me. I'm like, I'll just make it easy. Mountain bike Q&A. It's questions and answers about mountain biking. Duh. And I told my wife and my mother-in-law was it. And I said, I got an idea for a thing. And so I went noodle with it. I figured I'd interviewed celebrities for years and I still interview people all day long. So I was like, I can do this. And boom. My only issue was getting the guest.
Right.
Here's a guy with my mom and my sister, my wife with subscribers. I got 3 subscribers. Why are they going to waste their time coming onto my show? Some stupid goofball. And I just reached out to the first person. I was a huge fan of Joshua, Mr. Chicken Sendies. And I was a huge fan of his. And I reached out to him. And he was like, dude, you interviewed Hugh Jackman and you want to interview me? It was a smart thing that I made my trailer for my channel, me interviewing celebrities to let the people know I'm not just a beginner guy. So,
right.
And he was the first one. And I've barely had any no's, which I am so grateful for everybody who has come on. I mean, I appreciate every single person who was brave enough to come on my channel. It has been nothing but fun.
That is awesome. I love it. So you were just like really inspired. You're watching mountain bike YouTube, you're enjoying it. And it just strikes you. I want to know more about these people. I want to ask them questions and I'm going to start a channel and you just went for it. That's really an awesome story.
Yeah. A friend of mine who has a very successful podcast, he always used this quote and it stuck with me. The best time to plant a tree is now. Meaning just do it. Just do it. And so I started getting it. It took me about 6 months to get everything together. And my look, when I first started out, it was on Zoom. But yeah, I just really wanted to meet you all.
And so talk about finding, go ahead.
Oh, and I missed out on my I used to be a movie critic. I used to be on television for many, many years. And COVID kind of killed that. So I needed a new creative outlet. So I was like, oh, I can be a goofball on Instagram because it was comedic movie reviews. So I was like, I'll just transfer it over. And I didn't know if that actually, in the beginning, I wasn't a goofball. It wasn't until I met the Colorado Kid on Instagram that I go, oh, this community likes comedy. It's allowed. So that's how I started doing all that stuff. It was like, oh, okay. Now I've got the creative outlet and I've got the goofball outlet. Check.
Yes. I do love his Instagram shorts and his little videos stage, right? Where Johnny's face is like so expressive. I feel like you're the most enthusiastic, whatever you're promoting, it's the most enthusiasm I've ever seen. It's so over the top that you can't help but smile at it. It's just so funny.
Yeah, they're so good.
I'll take it. I appreciate you, but and it's not fake. Honestly, I've learned through other people watching people, the more genuine you are, that's when people will embrace it more, and that's
authenticity.
That's me.
Yeah,
I am high energy, and I'm sticking to it.
You took calamity, right? There's COVID. Your trails are closed. You can't do what you love. And there's a silver lining there. There's finding something to appreciate in every situation, right? You're inspired. Now you're watching more YouTube. You're open to receive, and this idea comes to you, and it leads to this whole other part of your life that unlocks a whole another level of joy and fun and flow for you. And if you had just stayed in your office and been like, I can't ride and I'm bummed and been closed off, then that wouldn't have happened. But you were open, and there's always something for us, no matter what happens, whether we're recovering from injury or our trails are closed because of a pandemic. There's always something there for us. Keep your eyes open. Life is always giving us opportunities. I think it's awesome. That's a great story. What do you think, Sage?
I love it. And I would probably add to that once you find what you're passionate about, go all in. Go all in. There's nothing worse than, like, if you think about it, like from a karaoke standpoint, there's nothing worse than watching somebody go up to sing a song and they're just like half butting it. They're just like not fully into it. It sounds worse. I almost enjoy people. Yeah, half arsing, but I almost enjoy it when someone's off key, but they're fully into it. Like they're dancing, they're throwing themselves into the song.
Oh, yeah.
And that's how you should be. If you find something that you're passionate about, go all in. Go all in and sell out for it. You're gonna get much more back out of that than just kind of going at it halfway. So that's what I would add to Johnny's story.
Yeah, anybody who thinks they're going to go on YouTube and make $1 million right away, and if you're doing it for that, you're doing it for the wrong reason. I'm not making a cent. I don't have 1,000 subscribers yet. I don't have the watch hours because this is my part-time hobby. Thank you. But it is my part-time hobby. I'm not putting all of my effort into this, but what I've gotten from the community is payment in itself. I don't hate. I appreciate people when they say, Johnny, don't you want to make money? Don't you want more subscribers? Yes, but I have a job. Mm-hmm. This is my passion project. This is something that I do because I freaking love talking to guys like you and everyone else that I've had on my show and so forth. I almost got out of it a couple times. You look at those numbers in the beginning, you're like, well, what am I doing this for? Why am I wasting my energy? And my good friend Mark Hill from the Segment podcast, I was texting him. I said, I'm thinking about getting out of this, dude. I'm not seeing anything in return. And he goes, are you having fun? That was the return.
Yeah.
And that's when it hit me. That's when it hit me. It was like, that's all this is about. That's all you guys are doing this for. You guys love it. You love your comments. You've got a dedicated group of people that are, you got your Sploosh, you got your Jeff Jacksons, you got your, I forget all the names, but you got your following.
What you're talking about is mountain biking. Like, we ride our bikes for fun. And so you're following your enthusiasm, you're following your fun. We go out and we take bikes out onto dirt and trails and jumps and drops and we do whatever. That's fun for us. There's no return in that. There's fitness and Stoke and community. All that stuff comes back because you're doing what you're enthusiastic about. You're doing what you love to do. You're following your passion.
Oh, and to be able to go out, now that I've done this, to go out to California or Bentonville or even Alafaya here or wherever I go, I'm going to be doing a couple trips this year. To be able to do that now, that riding, that passion of riding, and to do it with people that I found through this passion all over the place.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's so
a lot
amazing.
of hugging. Yeah.
A lot of.
Yes.
60 seconds though.
That's right. So this is on the bike or in life. We're following what we're enthusiastic about. We're tapping into our intuition. We're tapping into what we're passionate about. What makes you smile? What brings you enthusiasm? Follow that, and then the money will come. If you want to start making money from it, whatever it is that you love doing, I believe do what you love, be good at it, love doing it, and then the abundance will come. It'll flow. And maybe you have to be a little bit patient, but I think it'll happen.
Well, if it never happens, I still had a blast. Really, this is the funnest. I was looking so forward to tonight. Like, this is everything. And to be able to ride with you guys someday, hopefully. Huh?
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
Johnny, that would be awesome.
I'll sit in the car.
Yeah.
No, you got an e-bike. You have no excuse. Yes.
You're going to start getting those jumps in. Absolutely.
Mm-hmm. I got to get up there with, I told Brian I'm going to try it this year, but I don't know if it's going to be this year. I'm hoping maybe take a weekend.
How much do you get? How much mountain bike travel do you do? Do you go to festivals? I see sometimes on your Instagram that you're at some of these like kind of fun looking events.
Yeah, not until I started this whole thing. I just ride, but now I like to get out there and I want to meet the people. So I get out I went to Bentonville last year, and then I go out to California to ride and shine. My friend Adam Mock, who puts on a mental health awareness ride at Sky Park, and he's the guy who created that. So it's kind of a thank you, but I also just love going out there. You want to talk about Stoke. The atmosphere out there is just incredible. And you're just hanging out with some really great content creators or non-content creators. And there's just the love. Like you'll ride a trail and then come back down and hang out for a little bit. Go back up, ride a trail, and then go hang out for a little bit. It's just a big party. It's so amazing. And to meet all these people,
are the best.
Like name the person. I've probably met him. It's so much like, you.
That's so cool.
Yeah. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah. That's really cool.
Speaking of meeting people, one of the perks of doing this, as you mentioned, Johnny, is we get to meet people, Danny, all the time. And I did get to, on my other ride that I did get to run into Nick Haas, who wrote a really nice comment to us a couple times. And I just wanted to say thank you, Nick. That was awesome to finally meet you at Mount Penn. He was doing some work on Boom Sauce, so that was good to see.
All right. What do you think, Sesh? Should we get into mountain bike gratitudes?
Yeah, start it off, Danny.
All right. Well, my mountain bike gratitude of the week for the season ender is going to be the Ride and Laugh podcast in its entirety. And we've been talking about how much we love doing this, and we have Johnny on, and I got Sage in front of me. And, I moved out here to Arizona, and I've talked about the reasons for that with my wife's cancer journey and everything that's happened. And Sage and I just kind of knew that, hey, we're starting this podcast, and Dan's moving, and this is going to be a great way to stay in touch. And it really has been. And it's about our friendship, and it's about our love of mountain biking, and it's about our passion and our perspective. And as we're doing the podcast, that we're meeting people, we're making new friends because of the podcast. It's just like mountain bikers are just awesome. And as we're doing the podcast and we're talking about our rides and our progression stories and body position and how to jump and how to do slabs and how to corner better, and it's all like sinking in. It's making me a better rider. It's just I'm so grateful for the Ride and Laugh podcast. I'm so grateful for all of our listeners and everyone that comments and is involved and everyone that's enjoying it. It's just awesome. So gratitude to Ride and Laugh podcast, gratitude to you, Sage, and to everybody that's listening. We appreciate it.
Well, Danny, my gratitude is going to sound pretty much verbatim. That for the season ender, it can't be anything but all of our listeners and commenters. I have learned so much from this podcast. As you said, we've kind of grown as riders. That doesn't happen without all the comments from the Joshes and the Brian on the bikes and all these people that we've met from this journey, and all the people that have left comments of how much they love the podcast, the people that have spread the podcast to their friends and allowed us to kind of grow in this community as well. I'm just so grateful for that. And I don't know what to say, man. You kind of said it all. Johnny?
Oh, no, I'm just grateful for everything that in this realm of the content creating, YouTube, you guys, all the community. I'm more than grateful for all of you. I love the likes and shares. I'm amazed at not just the YouTube, but like I'll do something stupid on Instagram. Somebody I don't even know shares it. And it's just amazing to me. I'm grateful to be a part of this community. Really. It's just, I didn't know how well I would be received, at first. And I've said it a million times already in the podcast. I'm just grateful for you guys. I'm honored. I'm grateful for you two tonight and honored. Like you've never had a guest and you throw me in there. So grateful for you.
And you knocked it out of the park. Fantastic.
I don't know. I talk.
You better be careful. You getting a big hug. You getting a big hug when we ride together. Don't. You know what? You're gonna give me that release, Pat. I'm gonna hug right through it. I'm just going to hug right through it. Double tap release. Sorry. Sage, let's give this guy a slice of pepperoni. I need another minute of a hugging.
Sage, I can't breathe. Get him off me. No, it's great. Boy. Anybody who is involved in it, anybody who does any of this stuff, if you're riding a bike, I mean, come on, like you said, we ride bikes. We're big kids.
Yes.
How fun is that? Fantastic.
Sage, what's our mountain bike tip of the week?
Man, mountain bike tip is something that we were just talking about earlier. And we were talking about, passion. And Johnny, you had mentioned planting a tree. And I just want to kind of nail that one home, because I think the mountain bike tip and all of our tips are meant to kind of help us progress as riders. And the number one thing that you can do for progression is to get yourself out there. John, you had mentioned the jump park by you that had the 2 jumps. If you're interested in jumping, get yourself to the jump park, and introduce yourself. Hey, you're going to find that everybody in this community, for the most part, 99% of them are going to be willing to help you. If you want to get better at climbing, go to the bottom of the mountain. You're going to see some people there. Ask them for tips. Whatever it is, whatever that passion is that you have, go all in and put yourself out there. You are going to get back from this community. I promise you, it's the greatest community on earth. So, Danny, that's simple,
it really is.
But it is my mountain bike tip to close out this season, my friend.
I think it's a fantastic tip. Any comments or feedback on that before I close this out?
No, man. No, fantastic. Johnny?
I can't. I haven't stopped smiling since we got on earlier before the show even started. My cheeks hurt. You guys are incredible.
Me too.
Folks, you already subscribed, okay? You already subscribed. If you're not, get down there. But you are. That's why you're watching it.
Yeah, we appreciate everybody. Definitely check out Johnny's channel if you haven't already. I'm sure that you are going to, because he is a mountain biker through and through. He loves it. He's got all sorts of great guests, and there's a huge catalog to go back and listen to. So make sure you download, make sure you give him thumbs up, make sure you subscribe. And it's really fun because he does a live webcast, so you can put in comments and he will read them and respond and ask your questions during the interview process. So it's a really cool thing to check it out. That's and so if you follow him, then that's going to be every other Wednesday, right? That people can log in.
It's been every other week. Yeah. Days change. Yeah. Schedules change.
The day changes. Okay.
We try to do Wednesday. Thank you. Thanks.
Definitely check it out. Johnny, we appreciate having you on. And we are taking a break. Ride and Laugh is taking a break, and we're going to come back with a ton of amazing content because we have a lot planned during this break. But we are looking out for our listeners and for our viewers. We have pre-recorded what we call Ride and Laugh Quick Rips. So we have pre-recorded content. It's going to drop every week. And we have a lot of really fun topics. We have a lot of really fun conversations. So you can continue to look for your Ride and Laugh in your feed. We are going to take care of everybody. We are keeping the mountain bike Stoke high. And we appreciate everyone.
Awesome.
Yep. If you're still listening, you are definitely one of us. You love mountain biking. Rate and subscribe. Gives us a thumbs up. Tell your friends. And comments help the algorithm. rideandlaugh1@gmail.com if you have any comments that you want to send to us. And certainly comment in the YouTube. Anything about what we talked about today, any questions for Johnny, we appreciate everybody. Everyone have a fantastic week of riding, a few weeks of riding. We'll be back very soon. We love you. We appreciate you. Ride and laugh.
I'll see everyone.